Something about this story doesn't sit right. From the first headline to the latest official statement, the so-called assassination attempt on Charlie Kirk has felt less like a clear case and more like a mystery unfolding in real time. Millions have been glued to their screens, piecing together fragments of footage, disappearing posts, and shifting timelines. Was it an attack, a staged event, or something far more complex? Tonight, we're examining the questions, the claims, and why so many call this incident one of the strangest of our time. Charlie Kirk, a polarizing figure in American politics, is no stranger to controversy. But what happened that day shocked even his critics. Early reports screamed, assassination attempt. Then came qualifiers, alleged, reported, sources say. Within hours, the narrative shifted from bold attack to disturbance to isolated incident, finally ending with a bland, no ongoing threat. For his supporters, it felt like a smear. For detractors, it felt like theater. But to many, it looked like something else entirely, a cover-up. In the opening minutes, live streams and cell phone clips flooded the internet. Some showed Kirk's entourage moving fast, others showed a chaotic crowd. A few appeared to capture something more dramatic, but those clips vanished almost as quickly as they appeared. Links went dead, accounts were suspended. On forums and encrypted channels, screenshots circulated like underground whispers. Why is the evidence disappearing? Official statements only deepened suspicion. Local law enforcement gave one timeline, federal spokespeople another. Even the FBI director went on record saying the Bureau was looking into all possibilities. A line meant to reassure, but instead it fueled doubt. Because when a top official admits the case isn't adding up, people start to wonder whether the investigators themselves are part of the problem. Then comes the matter of Kirk's security detail. As a high-profile commentator, he normally travels with multiple layers of protection. Yet eyewitness accounts of who was with him vary wildly. Some insist his team stepped away moments before the event. Others claim they were present but did nothing. Either way, the situation is extraordinary and unexplained. There were also reports of federal presence. Unverified claims described unmarked SUVs and plainclothes individuals on site before local police arrived. Some called them agents, others contractors, others private security. No one can prove who they were. But in the vacuum of official clarity, speculation takes root, and history shows precedent, because this wouldn't be the first time powerful agencies have interfered in domestic affairs. From COINTELPRO's infiltration of activist groups to covert Cold War programs, documented history shows a pattern. When a figure becomes symbolic, they can also become a target. Kirk's supporters argue that his influence made him inconvenient. Critics dismiss that as paranoia. Yet when events unfold under such murky circumstances, the pattern feels familiar. Look at the timeline. Emergency calls went out at a certain hour. Responders arrived within minutes. Yet press releases with ready-made statements appeared almost simultaneously. How can a narrative be packaged before facts are known? Was it media efficiency or something orchestrated? Look at the evidence. In an era of cameras everywhere, we should have dozens of angles. Instead, we have fragments, glitches, and blurred stills. Major outlets ran surface-level coverage, but no deep dives. For a personality as visible as Charlie Kirk, the lack of sustained attention is conspicuous. Some say it's because there's nothing to report. Others say it's because someone wants confusion to bury the story. And look at the psychological effect. Each shift in narrative moves public perception. Outrage, then doubt, then resignation. If you wanted to neutralize a figure without martyring him, what better method than drowning the truth in ambiguity? In that fog, people stop asking questions. They move on. The story fades. But not everyone is moving on. Across social media, independent researchers and whistleblowers are building their own timelines, comparing deleted posts, archiving footage, tracking details before they vanish. They notice patterns, synchronized deletions, coordinated talking points, and silence from corners that once couldn't stop talking about Kirk. They're asking who benefits from confusion. Even among skeptics of an inside job, many agree the official story is incomplete. Did the incident happen exactly as reported? Was it a genuine attempt on Kirk's life? Was it staged to send a message? Was it exploited to achieve political goals? These are questions, not conclusions, but they're questions powerful enough to shake public trust. This is the environment in which our documentary exists, not to declare guilt, but to investigate, not to crown a culprit, but to highlight the gaps. Because if history teaches anything, truth often hides in the seams of the official record. Listen to how the narrative shifts. Assassination attempt, then incident, then isolated event. Watch how evidence appears, then disappears. See how quickly attention moves on. These are the fingerprints of a story being managed. Whether for benign reasons or sinister ones, we don't yet know. But the public deserves clarity. Imagine for a moment that nothing nefarious happened. Suppose it was a misunderstanding or overblown scuffle. Wouldn't the fastest way to restore trust be to release all footage, clarify all timelines, and answer questions? Yet weeks later, key details remain sealed, and officials speak in vague terms. That vacuum breeds suspicion. And so the world watches, some with outrage, some with skepticism, all with unease. Because when a high-profile figure becomes the center of a murky event, it's never just about one man. It's about precedent. It's about power. It's about whether the public can believe what they're told. It's about whether we're seeing one person's misfortune or the testing ground of something larger. We don't claim to know the answer. But we do claim this: the questions are real, the inconsistencies are documented, and the stakes are higher than a single news cycle. In an age where truth is a battlefield, asking questions isn't a crime. It's a duty. If you're awake, you already know what to do. Hit the link in our description and subscribe to our free underground newsletter, because the story isn't over, and the next chapter may be even bigger than this one.